So, I don't know if you guys know this, but Malcolm and Courtney and I are also MFA students. So that means we also get to read sometimes for Speakeasy. And today, I'm going to introduce Malcolm, who's going to be the first of our, triumvirate?
We're a crew.
Our first of our crew.
Speakeasy Squad.
Speakeasy Squad, there we go, first of the Speakeasy Squad. To sort of share with you that we can do more than just stand up here and try and pretend that we're funny. So, Malcolm Friend is a poet and a Canto Mundo fellow originally from the Rainier Beach. In case it isn't clear to you yet, he really, really likes to eat. Rather than provide a bio, he has provided a few of his favorite foods. Here we go. Mofongo, mac and cheese, rice and beans, tostones, chuleta frita, chuleta guisado, pollo guisado, cornbread, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, bistec encebollado, bacalaíto, fried catfish, grits, maduro, plátanos calados, dirty rice, sweet potato pie, and mofongo. Yes, you realize he said mofongo twice. It wasn't an accident. Speaking of food, Malcolm's crowning achievement was being told he made a hot dog poetic and workshop. I just resurrected a lot of my high school Spanish, so I hope I did okay. Malcolm Friend.
I'm so sorry, you guys. Alright, so I'm going to try to talk as little as possible. But I always start out anytime I'm reading by reading someone else's poem. So Nate Marshall, a friend of mine from college, recently had his first book published, Wild 100. You should all buy it because it's amazing. And I'll read a poem from there. Alzheimer's. I've seen the gunman kill and go free to kill again. Carl Sandburg, Chicago. My nephew doesn't know his address. My granddad can't remember his childhood address. I find it in a scrapbook, a Western Union message to his mom from his Navy days. 4328 South Greenwood, the Black Belt. Trayvon's killer walked free tonight. I went to the old address and cried in my car. This is where I came from. I drive away and remember Keller Gifted School. I head south on I-94 and then west toward the school. It sits in the Mount Greenwood neighborhood. Mount Greenwood was white and scary. In 4th grade, the neighborhood kids would piss on our playground, break windows, scrawl nigger on the walls outside. The neighborhood parents knew. The neighborhood parents were busy burning the newly black-owned house down the block. This is where I came from. White folk violence isn't hypothetical to me. It's not historical or systemic. It's elementary school, like Pokemon or sleepovers. My granddad can't remember where he grew up. I can. My nephew doesn't know his address yet. He'll remember it soon. Let's get this open. Alright, so I'm going to read 3 of my own poems. They're all music-based, which means at some point there will be singing over here, which is always an adventure because I know I can't sing. So I hope that you all bear with me through this. And the first one is actually inspired by my walk-up song. Reggaeton as sensible form of Puerto Rican therapy, or a close listening of Don Omar's Hasta Abajo. Uno. Hacia abajo soy yo. Tonight, give me a dark room and some loud tunes banging over neon lights. Suelta. That's right, bump that shit. That's my jam tonight. Just keep the hits coming. That's how I get down. With every demented note, another drop of sweat from this anguished body. Do. Yo solo quiero ver tu booty por la disco modelando. Another drop of sweat clings to her anguished body. Tight dress pressed against me. My fix, this dimbo ground into the dance floor. Backs bent on beat. We break ourselves to forget how broken we really are. Always seeking remedy laced over a repetitive beat. Our repetitive beating, this pegao, cuidado puñeta, this guaya, these bodies, this breaking, this beat. Tres. Por eso anda revuelta. This space be our right. All over the dance floor, our revolution. Let's degrade. Devalue ourselves, sweat a little more, sully these bodies until we are true sucios, dirty as the music we dance to. Cuatro. Pa bailar encendida. Let's rock until our bodies burn. Or let's dance perreo until we grind ourselves into dust, or fuck wax. Fuck being one more burning effigy, one more candle afaced with Jesus, Mary, some other patron saint lit in prayer, or maybe this time, instead of ascending into heaven, what little is left of us can find the beat of a snare drum, a pounding dimbo that never rests. All right, next two poems are going to be about my grandfathers on each side of the family. Because Mom doesn't sing every song by the Temptations. I've never met my mom's father, but I spoke to him once over the phone. It was Thanksgiving, freshman year of college, the first of two I spent with Mom's family in Chicago. It was strange, talking to this man I never met but knew too well. When he asked my name, I felt the tug on Mom's hair when he grabbed her once. Felt her neck snapping back, felt her glare snapping back at him when she cut her hair short the next day. When he called Mom Rion, the childhood name all her family uses, I could feel the November chill coiling around Mom like a snake after her father locked the rest of the family out the night before Thanksgiving. Spat the venom that finally broke the blood of his marriage, finally guaranteed Mom would never let him near her blood. Mom yelled at Uncle Derek for even letting him talk to me. Said he had no business bringing her kids around that man, and I thought about all the times Mom had played the Temptations for us growing up. How she bobbed her head to my girl, glided her neck with just my imagination, but mostly sat silent through Papa Was a Rolling Stone. How I never needed her to sing this song, her voice mixing with Dennis Edwards' spit. Papa was a rolling stone, wherever he laid his hat was his home. I could hear her digging all of that venom out of her blood, out of our blood. I just wrote that this afternoon, by the way. I fulfilled my promise to read a new poem. Alright, my last poem. Ode to Bob Marley, ending in inheritance, after Hanif Willis Abdul-Rakib. Because that summer I finally learned what it was to carry music in my DNA. To have it sing in a way that makes your blood dance through your veins to the point it's fire. I never listened to Bob Marley much. Bob Marley is Jamaica, and to me, Jamaica was always the fire in my father's blood. The juvie sentence he got for breaking the bones of the boy who exposed his father's affair, or the morning after my father lunged at him for disrespecting my grandmother, how my grandfather said my father could never live with him, laughed, "You know, you'd probably kill me one day." It's 2011, and Bob Marley's "I Shot the Sheriff" blasts from some hot dog vendor's boombox in Soto, and with every note, I could see Kingston and London and New York dancing through fire. And as he hands me a hot dog, my father says the chorus to this famous song almost rang, "Me shot the sheriff, but me didn't shoot no deputy." Until someone told Bob to straighten that crooked tongue of his, not understanding the irony of telling someone to sing a protest song in a tyrant's tongue. The same irony as my father carrying the name of a father who left New York for Miami and never came back. Dying in the same city as Marley. But Bob, that day, I learned not to blame you. I learned what it's like to have fire dancing in your veins until you have to spit it out in song. And when I took that hot dog from my father, I knew he was saying, "Son, don't forget the other island that birthed you." I knew he was trying to give me an inheritance that would never burn.